And tonight, we are staying on top of President Trump's historic move to federalize D.C.'s police force and deploy the National Guard. Of course, this announcement has really sparked significant debate over the future of local governance and the nation's capital.
Yeah, joining us now to discuss this move is the D.C. Council Chairman, Phil Mendelson, a very busy person indeed. We thank you for making some time to be here with us this evening. I guess give us your initial reaction to the president's announcement yesterday. Were you surprised?
A little surprised. What was more disturbing to me was the rhetoric at the press conference, because it was so false with regard to what the president was saying about crime in the city. I mean, he said, and I quote, that crime has risen precipitously. Well, it hasn't. Crime is down. It's down this year compared to last year. Last year it was down compared to the year before. Looking at crime over the last 10 years, it's down 43%. Violent crime in the city right now is the lowest it's been since the 1990s. Crime is not on the rise, and certainly not on the precipitous rise. So it's like a manufactured crisis. And what's more disturbing or troubling to me is that it creates a false narrative, a negative image of the city. That's going to deter tourism. It's unnerving to the business community. It's just harmful to paint the city as lawless with random gangs roving the streets. It's just very, very damaging.
Yeah, Chairman, so you're being a leader here, you're watching that, you know the truth, you live here. What are you thinking in that moment as you listen to the president there go on and on for more than an hour about his version of the district?
Well, how do we counter the narrative? So I can be here being interviewed, but this is not a national program. Sorry, it should be, but it's not. He has a national platform. But it has been encouraging that as this has been reported, that what I've seen with media outlets, national outlets, is they've talked about how crime is actually down in the city, which it is. U.S. News and World Report recently did an analysis of homicides and property crime of cities across the country, and D.C. didn't even make the top 25 or bottom 25, however you want to describe it. We are just not a dangerous place to be in. Do we have crime? Yes. Should we reduce crime further? Absolutely, we should. But this is not a lawless place. I live here, I feel safe. I see tourists, they seem happy. That's the true picture of the city.
There is, though, I have to say, Leader, that there is the perception, I think, among some residents in our community that crime is too high. Stats may not bear that out. And so how do you deal with the reality of the crime is coming down, but wherever you live in your neighborhood, you may not be feeling as safe as you want to be, and you see this as an opportunity to remedy that? Well,
that's very true what you're saying. Last year, there were something like 3,400 violent crimes, 43% fewer than 10 years ago. 3,400 crimes is still a lot of crimes. It's a lot of victims. It's a lot of bad stories. It's important that we get those rates down further. Those rates could be down further and should be. And I'll just say that to the extent that the federal government wants to help and provide additional resources, I think that's a good thing. Public safety in the district has always been a partnership between the district and the federal government, because that's just the nature of it. The U.S. Attorney prosecutes. We need the U.S. Attorney to prosecute more. Our prison system is actually the federal prison system. The court supervision agency, which is after folks come out of prison, where there's a real issue with recidivism, that's federal. So there's been a partnership. More federal resources is a good thing. But this takeover, that's concerning. The negative narrative is very problematic.
We want to get your response, because during that more than hour-long press conference there the president held, they didn't call out the mayor when talking about D.C. leadership, but particularly they were specific when talking about the D.C. Council and also the Attorney General.
Yeah, there does seem to be a little bit of a shift there. The mayor has tried to develop a relationship with the president. That may be part of what's going on there. I think that the council, legislatures are always an easy foil. And we pass laws or we don't pass laws, and there's always some controversy. I mean, the reality is that the council not do crime fighting. And we've actually passed a number of criminal laws that everybody has praised as being strengthening tools for prosecutors. But still, it's easy to say that the council is somehow at fault. And the reality is that public safety first is arrests. The council doesn't arrest anybody. And second, it's prosecutions, and the council doesn't prosecute anybody.
Last question for you. I know that this notion that there would be hundreds of National Guardsmen out on the streets flooding neighborhoods is of deep concern to a lot of folks.
Yeah.
What are the limits here? What should residents know about what these National Guardsmen and women can do, what they cannot do, and what should people know just in general about how this is going to impact their daily lives?
Well, my impression, and I was briefed yesterday by the chief, is that the National Guard will be providing a lot of logistical support and back office support to law enforcement.
Similar to what happened in the 90s when they were deployed?
No, not. I don't think there'll be as much of a presence.
Okay.
That's not to say there won't be any.
Mm-hmm.
So they can be providing some help. I think it's a horrible look for the city, and I wonder if it isn't also that the president got knocked back a bit when he tried to call out the National Guard in California. It's easier for him to do it here. Actually,
Sure.
he's the only one who can call
Right.
out the National Guard here. So I think this is a playbook that he's been wanting for a while.
This is making a broader case, we hear, about this drumbeat for DC statehood.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, I mean, I will say that I think the DC statehood is important, but in my view, that's not the lead issue here. The lead issue here is that crime is not what the president said it is. The city is much safer and is actually quite beautiful, and that we welcome federal support. And the reality is that his executive order is not actually taking over the police department, but we'll see how it plays out.
So it sounded like, based on what we heard from the mayor and the chief earlier today, they welcome this additional support for the next 30 days or so,
The
saying it could be,
resources,
So do you think that's a good thing? Do you agree with the mayor there?
Well, I agree with her. We'll see if that's the limit. So I will tell you that listening to the press conference yesterday, I heard one thing: the city's lawless, rampant gangs. When I read the executive order, it was, I am calling on the mayor to provide the services of the Metropolitan Police Department to the federal government.
So what's written and what's said are not always in
Very
alignment, which
different.
we have heard and seen through
Yes.
this tenure here. Well, Chairman, we thank you so much for coming back. You
Sure.
are always welcome here. We'd love to talk to you about the commanders at some point
Yeah.
soon, too.
Plenty
Another
to talk
10
about
minutes
this
in the
city.
show?
So, we'll carve out some more time another day.
Okay.
Thank you for stopping
Happy
by.
to do that. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you both.